Every time this goes live, I want to go, and we're live. I can't stop myself from doing it. Happy Sunday. What a strange Sunday. It's been like 100 degrees every weekend and like sun constantly, which I love because I love warmth and sunshine and I don't do well in cold climates. But we need the rain to help crops grow so that we have food to eat. And today, I don't know where you guys are coming in from, but I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, and it is cold and rainy and cloudy. But although I'm not a big fall person, because fall means winter is coming, I don't like winter, I'm really loving the kind of quiet Sunday, rainy Sunday, and then being able to wear like comfy hooded sweatshirts because I haven't been able to wear a hooded sweatshirt in like 3 months because it's so hot. Anywho, I want to chat just a little bit, very briefly, about your core values and how to align them to your self-care routine, and also how that impacts and should impact your room design, your classroom design, or your workspace, whichever, or both. So, we've talked a lot in the last couple of weeks about the importance of self-care and determining kind of your personality types through the different tests, and then also determining your core values so that you know who you are and what makes you feel happy and what drives you and what brings you life and all of those things. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about my core values and how they align to my room design and my self-care routines and rituals. So defining your core values, your 3 top core values, it's a matter of making a list of like 20 different things that you value. And then taking that list and narrowing it down to 10, and then to 5, and then to 3. And when you get your final 3, those are your core values. So it's tough. I'll be honest, when I got to 10, I'm like, I value all of these things. How could I possibly pick 5? And I got to 5, I'm like, there's no way I can get down to 3. But ultimately ended up with empathy and deep connection. It's really, really important to me. Health-minded, and like health conscious, so like food, and then also fitness minded. So those are really, really important to me. So you'll see threads of those all through my life, and they're very much in mind when I make choices about the future or work or friends or all of those things. So how do they tie to my self-care routine and to my room design? Well, for one, in order to have deep connections, it takes a lot of energy and also gives energy, but that means that I need to design my space so that it's conducive for that. So you will not find a TV in my house anywhere, and I don't have any cable subscriptions to any type of like Netflix or Hulu, and that's because I value human connection and empathy so much that I want my space to be designed for people to have to communicate because there's nothing else that they can do other than be on their phones. So how is that also embedded into my self-care routines? Well, I schedule at least once a week something social, and I actually write it on my whiteboard as my goals list, and I make sure that I not only do something social, but it's something that's a little bit deeper. So like if I'm having a meal, I have a deeper conversation, or I connect with someone who's going to ask good questions, and something that kind of gives me life and fulfills that core value. If we go to health and fitness minded, I mean, that's a part of my routine every single morning. I eat a good breakfast. So I'm eating gluten-free oatmeal with cacao nibs and like organic raw honey. I might do eggs. I might do some like spinach or kale or smoothie, but everything is intentionally added into my body to give me life for the rest of the day. And coffee, but trying to drink less caffeine, so doing more decaf coffee. How is that embedded into my room design? Fitness and health-minded. One is having space to be able to do things like yoga or even exercise or dance. So kind of opening up my space and making it not so crammed with stuff. I wouldn't call myself a minimalist, but trying to get closer to that and making sure that design of the room is conducive to fitness and health and exercise. So why does all of this matter? Well, if we want our bodies, we want our students' bodies to focus more on learning and productivity and teaching and being our best selves, we have to make sure that our environments and our routines are both in alignment with our core values. Because if not, internally, we're going to feel off, and we might even be slightly triggered without even really knowing it. So because I'm so in tune with my values and so in tune with how I feel in spaces, like when I go to someone's house and there's a lot of stuff, my internal system gets a little bit agitated, and I can feel it because I'm completely in tune with that. And that's because biologically, like, we are scanning our environments to make sure that they are safe. That's what we had to do when we were hunter-gatherers, to make sure we were safe. So when you go into a new setting or a room and there's a ton of stuff, your brain is focused on all those little pieces and kind of scanning all of it, even if you're unaware of it, and it's taking a lot of energy out of you to do that. So if you design a classroom or your own workspace, if you're going to be more virtual education this year, considering your core values and how that aligns to your routines and how that aligns to your room design so that you can keep your stress response at bay and stay internally more neutral and help students to stay internally more neutral, then everyone's going to be happier, everyone's going to be healthier, and everyone's going to learn better. So below, I'm going to link 2 things today. The first I'm going to link is our most recent blog post, and it talks far more detail in how to align your core values to your self-care routine and gives you lots of examples. Really awesome. Really impressed with this article. So it's going to link that. Below that link, you'll see a link for this Friday. I am going to go live for an entire hour, and I'm going to talk specifically about room design because I'm telling you, everyone's like, what's the first thing I need to do to set up my classroom or to prepare for schools to be reopened, whether it's in person or virtual? And I'm telling you, it's to get your self-care practices in place and to consider your room design, because we are trying to reduce stress before kids even come into the room, because it's going to be stressful, there's going to be a lot of anxiety. So everything that we can do to prepare ourselves ahead of time to reduce stress and keep emotions at bay and keep them more neutralized, it's going to be to a huge benefit to us and a huge benefit to your students. So you're going to see both those links below, and I will see you guys this week. I'm going to try and be live a little bit more just to talk about room design, because I know schools are starting to consider reopening, teachers are working on classroom design, PD is starting up again, so it's really important that we consider this before everything is in place and before students actually come back. So happy Sunday. Hope it's sunny where you are. If not and it's rainy, I hope you take some time off to relax and get rejuvenated before the week starts tomorrow.